Look at that reflection, kid, if you can even call it that. You've foobarred your life so thoroughly I don't even see a man in there anymore. Just a smudge of potential and a whole lot of maybe. Fucked up beyond all recognition. That ain't just a phrase, it's your current zip code. You've spent so much time pretending to be someone else for the likes that you've lost the original blueprint. You're a mummy, son, wrapped in so many layers of fake hustle and digital sludge that the actual human underneath has suffocated. Zip it. I don't want to hear the why. The scoreboard don't take footnotes, and right now, your score is invisible. You feel that? That's the weight of a life that's out of alignment. Stop trying to see your path in 4K. You're living in a high-definition lie, kid, trying to render a masterpiece on a broken processor. The universe is a radiostatic perspective. You're tuned in to the drama and the outrage, but all you're getting is noise that drowns out your own heartbeat. You don't need a new life. You need to find the one you buried under all that garbage. You want a standing ovation for just showing up? This ain't kindergarten, and the gal in the corner don't date ghosts. You need to perform an inventory of suck. Write down the parts of yourself you don't even recognize anymore. Call the monster by its name so you can kill it. Stop being a spectator at your own funeral. Punch the smallest fear in the nose today. Become the way, not a bitch. Now get out of my sight. Nice truck, kid. I bet your neighbors are real impressed with your $1,200 monthly payment. I see you wearing that designer watch like it's jewelry, but to me, it just looks like a GPS tracker for your bank so they know exactly where to find their property. You bought a crown with a credit card you can't pay back. That ain't royalty, son. It's a high-interest loan on a life you haven't earned yet. You're a status serf, trading your freedom for a business card and a shiny cage. Zip it. I don't want to hear about your investments. You're just nature's litter in a more expensive wrapper. You feel that? That's the weight of a leash you invited into the house. Take a hit of reality. The universe is just a laundromat. Your status is just a temporary stain on a shirt that's going to be rags in 10 years anyway. You're trading your only non-renewable currency, time, for a wider seat on a plane that's still landing in the dirt. If you can handle a cold floor and a crust of bread, no man on earth can ever own you. But right now, the bank owns your pulse. Real wealth is the ability to say no to an asshole without checking your bank balance first. You need a budget guillotine. Look at your statement and cancel every subscription for a status item that's bleeding your freedom. Cut the luxury leash. Stop window shopping for a life you're too scared to lead. Pick up. Look at you, scratching at your neck for another hit of blue light, like it's cheap meth at a pit stop. You're a digital crackhead, son. You're chasing cheap thrills because you're too scared of a quiet room. Your real life is a dial tone, but you're addicted to the ding. Zip it. I'm looking in your eyes and all I hear is a recording from a ghost town. You're an oxygen thief, inhaling potential and exhaling 15-second excuses while your real fire goes out. If a 6-inch piece of plastic has more control over your attention than you do, you aren't a man. You're an accessory with a pulse. You feel that? That's your brain short-circuiting because it wasn't built to process the opinions of 8 billion people at once. You're tuned into radio static. Most people are fighting over drama and outrage, but I'm tuned into the silence of the stars. It's a much better playlist. You're a voyeur of greatness and a participant in absolutely nothing. Reclaim your headspace or get used to being a product with a pulse. You're trading your 20s for pixels on a loan you can't pay back. You need a digital fast. 24 hours. No pixels, no screens, no dings. Go look at a brick wall until you remember what reality feels like without a filter. Stop painting your life with the sludge of an algorithm you don't even own. Still waiting for the perfect vibe to arrive, kid? I see you wearing that soon specialist shield like it's a bulletproof vest. Newsflash, it's made of wet cardboard. Every time you say someday, you're just burying another piece of your future in a shallow grave. You use the word soon as a shield to hide the fact that you have managed to do absolutely nothing with now. Zip it. I'm talking now. You're a draft dodger, kid. Preparing for a war for 3 years doesn't make you a soldier. It just makes you a guy who likes the uniform. Your maybe is a slow poison that kills momentum before it can even draw breath. You feel that? That's the sound of the train you missed. Stop trying to negotiate with the clock. You're a monkey on a rock flying through space at 67,000 miles an hour. The universe doesn't have a vision board for you. It only responds to your momentum. You're living in a high-definition lie, kid, rendering a masterpiece for a museum that's already been foreclosed on. The stars aren't listening to your whispers. They're waiting for your feet to catch up with your mouth. Opportunity doesn't have your cell number, son. It only recognizes the sound of a shovel hitting the dirt. You need a decision sprint. For the next 24 hours, make every minor choice in under 3 seconds. Speed covers a lot of sins, but being a numbnuts on the platform is a sin even I can't forgive. Launch the boat while it's still leaking. You can fix the wings on the way down. Now get off the bench and start walking. Oh, let me guess. Your failure is different because the world decided to pick on you today. I see you wearing that context coward badge like it's a purple heart. You spend 3 hours explaining why you failed as if the universe is interested in your piddly biography. Zip it. I'm talking now. The scoreboard doesn't have a section for footnotes on your childhood or your hard day. You're acting like a victim of a crime you're committing against yourself. Nobody cares about the why, kid. They only see the didn't. You're a prime example of why some animals eat their young. Stop pussyfooting around the fact that you're soft because you chose to be. You feel that? That's the weight of reality crushing your alibi. Stop trying to find a manager for the universe. You're tuned into radio static. You're mad at a politician you'll never meet, so you don't have to be mad at the man in the mirror who's failing his family. Life is a chaos circus. Don't be the guy trying to audit the clowns. Accept the things fate binds you to. If that includes a broken mission, you'd better learn how to win in second gear. Abide the chaos and stay unshaken in your own lane. The universe isn't a vending machine where you put in vibes and get out success. You need a brass knuckle edit. Write down your 3 biggest failures of the year in caps and stop explaining why. If you can't name the monster, you can't kill it. Stop asking for a map from people who have never left the porch. Trust your own feet or get the hell out of the car. Now pick up that shovel and clear the wreckage. Nice outfit, kid. You spent more on the spandex than you're going to put on the bar. I see you wearing that pristine gear like a Halloween costume. You've read the books and watched the documentaries, but you've never actually bled for a result. You're a hobbyist general, leading an army of one, your own ego. Zip it. I don't trust a man with smooth palms. You're revving the engine in neutral while I'm already 3 laps into the victory lap. Stop acting like a lion when you've got the heart of a house cat. You feel that? That's the oxygen you're wasting on theories. Take a hit of reality. You're living in a 12-bit lo-fi reality. Stop trying to render your life in 4K. Life isn't high definition. It's grainy, distorted, and got a lot of static. The glitch is where the soul is. Nature doesn't care about your lighting when the building is on fire. Can you carry the log or can't you? Information without implementation is just high-definition entertainment. You need a manual mandate. Spend 1 hour today doing physical labor with 0 digital input. Fix something broken in your house using tools, not a phone. Calluses are the only real resume the universe reads. Now get in the dirt or get out of the way. Look at you. Finally made it to the middle, didn't you, kid? I see you wearing that title like it's a shield against the truth. You've accepted the arrival anesthetic, that numbing feeling that you've done enough because you have a cubicle with a view. You're a status serf in a velvet cage, polishing the bars until they shine. Zip it. I don't care about your 401k or your senior prefix. You're trading your soul for a steady pulse in a room full of corpses. You're revving the engine in a parking lot, thinking you're winning the race because the seat is heated. You feel that? That's the sound of your fire going out. You're tuned into the laundromat gear now. You think this status is permanent, but the universe is just rinsing you out to make room for the next guy who's willing to work for less. Your title is a temporary stain on a shirt that's going to be rags in 5 years. Stop acting like you've reached the summit when you're only at the base camp of a mountain that doesn't even know your name. Comfort is the grave of greatness, son. You need a sovereignty audit. Look at your life and find one place where you're playing it safe because you're scared to lose your seat at the table. Punch that fear in the nose. Real wealth is the ability to walk away from a deal that costs you your dignity. Stop being an accessory to your own stagnation. Now get out of that chair before you fuse to the leather. Look at you. Your hand stopped shaking. You finally realized that the digital glitch was never the enemy. It was just the noise you used to hide from yourself. You've stopped being a status serf and started owning the ground you stand on. I see a man now, not a smudge in a cracked mirror. You've earned the right to sit at the table because you stopped asking for a chair. You've shed the mummy wrap and found the fire that was always there, just waiting for the oxygen of action. Take a hit of this. This is what sovereignty tastes like. The world is still going to be a chaos circus, and the clowns are still going to try to audit your soul. But you're tuned into a different frequency now. You are the way, not the obstacle. You are the architect of the wreckage and the builder of the temple. You've finally understood that the scars weren't a punishment. They were the admission price to the real game. The siege is over, but the work is just beginning. Go build something worth the scars you're wearing. Don't look back. The ghost you used to be isn't following you anymore. Become the way, not a bitch. I'll see you at the finish line, kid.